At least they can have insurance. And because we did not have a budget line. So since last year, July, we started doing things rightly. But back then, they were just a gentleman agreement, as you said. They were just working like that.
So you mean you didn't have any budget of compensating those people, no, if not even compensating, taking the were not compensated?
Yes.
Did you in any way, make any report in your maybe quarterly report or yearly report that you've used some, made any, maybe in any report, your official report?
No, we didn't. Because these guys are not county staff, and there's no way we could have done any report that we are able to compensate them or do that.
So what happens to them? Because maybe they have used some money in maybe going to hospital, they have spent a lot of money. Have you done anything? Maybe talk with them that if money are available, will refund what you have used in
engaging them closely.
Okay. Just to support what Wasiri has responded to, the officer, the casual, Amos Jesaro, lost his 2 fingers when he was a mere person who was...
Don't use that, Mayor, please withdraw.
Okay, I withdraw.
Okay.
Volunteering, it was volunteering. And because I was touched being an officer, in the department, I tried to get a vehicle from the office. I contacted the supervisor and sent the vehicle to Kipsaraman to pick that gentleman. We took him to the hospital, and personally, I took charge of the expenses. And to add on that, because he lost his 2 fingers, he could not feed himself for quite some time. I took it upon myself to host him in my house. I had a 2-bedroom house in Gabarnet rented. I gave him a room with everything, beddings, food, for about 6 months until he was fully recovered.
Okay. That was kind of you, Director. But how are you going to compensate them since they've lost, he lost his 2 fingers while in official duties? Is he working at the moment?
Yes, he's working. First of all, it was difficult to begin issues of compensation when he was just a volunteer. And therefore, for the past 2 years, we've been trying to put in a budget for casuals.
So in that budget, will you consider him, since you have agreed that he was injured while working for us?
In the budget that we are struggling is to ensure that we have a budget for engagement of casuals.
Okay. So I don't want to labor further for that. But I want to ask another question. Do you have safety uniforms for your workers, especially the one who are dealing with the drilling and so forth? Kilanya?
A uniform.
Their own.
What we only bought is only gumboots.
So don't you see that we are not fair to these people? They get injured, no compensation. They don't have safety boots or all those things, and they don't get well paid, actually.
It's true. I agree because
So,
our team is
Waziri, what do you have in future that you are going to put in order all these things, which are not in order actually?
Mheshimiwa, that's why I said earlier, that's why we had to put a budget line so that we can be paying this guy consistently, so that we can also buy their equipments. They can be earning salary every month, and that's why we started, because we did not have a ban, be paying them promptly each month.
Chair, I'm done.
Honorable Laing.
Thank you, Chair. We have machines. These are machines that were bought in the year 2020. Is that true? Now, when the county was planning to purchase this rig and the assortment worth 60 million, you brought in machines worth 60 million, no labor. What is machine is coming so that after being budgeted, they would just come and operate themselves? Why have we taken up to 20? Up to date, there is no substantive employee operating these machines be happening. In Waziri, maybe after you came in, you took over. I mean, what did you not even realize that there is some lapse? So that you would even, because why are we prioritizing other employment in other departments, leaving a serious department that has a machine is worth 60 million? God forbid, if one of those machines, because I believe they are insured, if it gets accident, will we get some beyond record, Waziri?
No.
So up to today, we are risking taxpayers' money worth 60 million by using strangers. I think up to today, there are strangers operating our machines. Are we fair? Thank you, Chair.
Object, and then we finish so that you make your submissions and we close that part. Honorable Sialo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Waziri and your team, I think we need to be honest. This is a very serious meeting. This is a serious committee. And it's not in order for you to take us in circles. Waziri, you said these people were just volunteers. And at some point you said you gave them contract beginning last year. So it is not true that these people are volunteers. These are your staff, right? Waziri?
I said earlier, they were volunteers until last year, July, when we started formalizing things properly.
So,
But going back, they were volunteers.
so as we speak, they're supposed to get their salaries. They're
Yes.
supposed to get their allowances.
Yes, yes.
Medical covers.
Yes.
So why not? Why are they not receiving them?
I think this is an issue that we have been pushing so much. We have pushed through the county secretary. I think it went to the board, and then things started hanging there. So it stayed there. We are unable to push from there.
Waziri, you've said, I think this was the director who said this, that when the two staff got injured, they were not employees of the county. So they were not supposed to be compensated, right?
Be on record, yes. Be on record. Because they are not, they have got no legal engagement.
So they were not supposed to be compensated.
We didn't have any backup. Now we can compensate them.
Okay, Director, are you aware that there were funds, 4.8 million, that was paid for injury compensation by the county, your department?
I'm not aware.
Well, Director, let's be serious. This is serious business. The auditor himself raised this issue through the audit queries. 4.5 million. It was even in the Gazette that 4.8 million was paid as injury compensation for 2 staff. Let me remind you, I'm the chair of Public Accounts and Investment Committee. And I have all the audit queries pertaining to water department. So where did the 4.2 million went? Who was paid without even a court award? There was no court award awarding a particular person 4.8 or both of them 4.8 million. So who was paid 4.8 million?
I'm not aware of that 4.8 million. In fact, I'm hearing from you primarily right now.
Madam Chair, I think this department are not, we should even chase them here.
Honorable Sialo, on that case, because Waziri is in charge, are you aware of such a case?
I'm not aware.
Honorable,
I'm hearing for the first time.
Honorable Sialo, proceed with that matter to the end so that, because they've already taken an oath, we will follow it up. Proceed.
I'm really wondering if you guys are always in office. In fact, there are complaints that...
Honorable Sialo, you're the chair, PICPAC.
Yes.
Is there such a matter in your reports?
Yes, there is.
Thank you.
That was an audit query that was raised by the auditor. And I'm shocked that the department are not even aware.
Waziri, are you aware that that same issue was on the dailies?
No, I'm not aware.
So, Madam Chair, you see, this is a department that I'm really wondering what they are doing in office. I mean, these gentlemen are doing in office. They do not know where, I mean, about the audit query of 151 million. They are not aware. Now, this is another audit query concerning the department, and they are not even aware again. Okay.
Because it's a House of Rules and Procedure, Honorable Sialo, and those are matters that takes us back to the House. You know, we are just, it's procedural motion that we are doing in this House, and we represent the House at large. Waziri, you should be clear on this matter because you are unanswered, and we'll still come back to your books, Waziri. And take it serious, Waziri. You know what happens when you lie to the House. Can I rule,
Madam Chair, let me have
Honorable Locales,
Yes.
before I rule, if it's still in the same
Yes, the
question,
same thing.
please do submissions.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I want to bring to your attention, this is the report of the Auditor General. In Baringo County, the Auditor General stated that 25 million was paid in the form of salaries to employees outside the Integrated Personal Payroll Data, IPPD, while another sum of 4.8 million was paid to 2 employees as injury benefit without being supported by court awards. And the Auditor General proceeded to say, the auditor further states that the county government, Department of Transport and Infrastructure, and Water and Irrigation irregularly spent 151 million for the purchase of bulk fuel for machinery used in road construction and water projects. The expenditure was not supported by the list of specific roads or projects and kilometers worked on, list of vehicles, equipment used, work tickets, daily utilities, schedules showing date and hours worked, details, orders, fuel register, supplier statement, the report states. So the two issues
Honorable Kales,
Yes.
we hear you, and Honorable Sialo made the points well, and you've supported. I just want Waziri to be clear on this issue. You know what happened in our assembly when you lie to the House and the issues are factual. You know what always happened, Waziri. So I want you to be clear to this committee. This is a committee which represents the 45 members of Baringo County Assembly. I just want you to be clear. Are you aware of those issues? So that when I make ruling in this House, you don't come back, Waziri, denying
Madam Chair, I think you should
your
also-
issues. Let me allow him, Honorable Sialo, to respond to your issues again. I'm giving him a chance so that we make a ruling.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think, Waziri, are you ready to take responsibility of this? In case we find out.
Honorable Sialo, that is the issue. That is what I'm saying as the chair. We are making a ruling, and those are the responsibilities we are talking about. And to be clear, Waziri, and I want you people to know that the members are asking issues in good faith without no malice. And you know what happened when you lie to the assembly, the 45 members of us, and you have the mandate of the people of Baringo County to deal with any member who want to lie to the whole county that he doesn't know the issues. And Honorable Sialo is the chair, PICPAC, and he has your issues at hand. And I don't want, because Waziri, we've been looking at many issues of water, and I want one of these to be a lesson to each and every employee to this Baringo County. Honorable Sialo, you confirm to this House that those issues are there in the books.
Yes, Madam Chair, those are the audit queries.
Waziri, you confirm to this House that the issues raised by Honorable Sialo are not true. Say yes or no.
I've not said it's not true.
Waziri, say yes or no. And if it's true that they are there, you confirm to this House that you provide your documentation, then this committee will look at your issues and take the way forward. Thank you.
Chair, you remember I said earlier, I understand the audit queries, but I don't have the fact or I don't have the documentation to show this and this and this. That's why I said I'm not in a position to answer at this time.
Thank you, Waziri. So you are saying the issues are there, but you're going to provide documentation.
Yeah, we have to go and sit down.
Thank you so much, Waziri. Sialo, you can see the judgment. Let's proceed to the next question.
Thank you. Waziri and Director, are you aware that the county government of Baringo budgeted for 3 million for the employment of the rig operators, drillers, and up to now you've not employed them?
Thank you, Honorable Sialo. This is an issue. In fact, when department, we made a request that we need, as you said, we need rig operators. We made a request, and you can remember the time that we got, the department was given, were given some employees. We, in fact, personally, and the director and the CEO, we really pushed the current casual to be taken as staff, but we were unable to push because it went to the service board, but some other people were employed. But we really pushed for these casuals to be taken as the staff, but they were never taken.
I think, Chairman, you've not answered my question. I said there were funds budgeted for the employment in the budget. And as you speak, you've not employed them. So where are these funds? And why didn't the department employ these persons?
Sial, I think I said, Honorable Sial, I said, when they were employing, we have some staff who have been employed. We have technician, electrical technician, we have hydrologists who are employed and others. But when they were being employed, we push the current casuals who are the rig operators to be employed, but they were never taken. There were other people who were employed.
Madam Chair will guide us on that. Another question is, about the machines, the rigs.
Honorable Sialo, on that point, after that you finish, I was giving to Honorable Sharon because you're enriching Honorable Lokale's issues. Thank you, Honorable Sharon. Please take up the mic.
I want us, that point of Sialo, so you want to say
Honorable Sharon,
Yes.
I would want you to stick to your points so that you proceed when Honorable Wesley Lekakimon will proceed with Honorable Sialo. Honorable Aengo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think I'll proceed to ask Waziri and his team. When was the casuals paid their last pay?
They received the payments for 2 months, that is July and August.
And you kept them contracts, so not contracts, but contracts. You say 3 months, 3 months from last July.
Yes, we did. It was supposed to be renewable after every 3 months.
For how many months?
To be renewable after every 3 months.
I mean, the number of contracts you have given so far.
We had, there was one from July, August, and September.
Yes.
And then from October, November, December.
Yes.
And the one for January, February, and March.
You have signed, they have already signed for January, February, and March.
The one I'm aware is for July, August, and September last year.
And today you have any contract so far?
Currently, we have not signed any contracts.
Up to today?
We signed 2 contracts with 3 months up to September, and then another one to December.
From January up to date, they are operating the machines. Am I right?
Yes, you are right.
They are operating without any contract.
Yes.
They signed, I'm going back, they signed for 2 contracts of 6 months total. Did you pay for the entire 6 months?
We have paid 2 months already.
Was there a budget for the 6 months? Because when you are giving somebody a contract, I assume there is already a budget for the 6 months they signed the contract. Was there any budget for the 6 months?
Yes, there was a budget.
Why have you not paid them for the 6 months? Because you said you paid for the 2. Balance is 4. January up to now, that one is now unknown. So what happened with the 4 months?
We did our part as a department in providing documentations for payments.
So who sat on the budget or on the salary of the casual workers? Who is to be blamed? Is it still the same water department?
As a department, we did our part.
Who is to be blamed? I don't want to give you a leading answer. I want you to tell us, if you played your role in maybe documenting, then who failed to pay them? Who shall we take into account?
While following up with their payments up to the Treasury, we got information that the Public Service Board was supposed to provide a letter so that they can be paid.
So So that I want to give to my, actually, anyway, Chair, thank you.
Honorable Sharon Keter.
Okay. My question is specifically to be answered by the CCM in charge of that department, and I want to know your role. What is your role when it comes to the procedure of recruitment of casual workers in Baringo? Your role?
Advisory.
Advisory, please expound a bit.
We sit down as a department, we see the gaps,
Okay.
and then we advise the county secretary, who normally advise the board.
Okay. So for this particular, the casual workers that you have so far, you said you have how many? 30?
That one.
31. So you sat down as a board and you wrote to the CS that you needed these people to be employed because you had seen there's a gap, right?
Yes.
That is the procedure. You sit down in the department too, and who do you usually sit down?
We have the department Chirac.
Jirak?
Yes,
Chirac?
the human resource, the director, Klanya, I, and the CEO.
Okay.
Yes.
For the advisory that you did you do it in writing?
Yes, we did.
Could you be having it there?
Yes, we have the letters.
Do you want to submit before this honorable committee so that you can have it as evidence?
Yes.
Chair, I request you, honorable Chair, I request you to have the CCM table the request that he has been making to the CS.
Please, Waziri, proceed and table your list of the casual workers.
Have you submitted yet?
Waziri, we don't receive documents that are not signed nor stamped. Kindly do the proper documentation.
Thank you, Chair. We are guided.
Okay.
And I will allow you to bring the documents in the afternoon. As I retain these ones, please sign your documents.
I think they were signed by the CEO. Kindly.
Waziri, it's you, Waziri, who is presenting your documents. So kindly sign your documents in the afternoon and please forward it to the House.
Okay, thank you. Well guided.
Okay. Confirm to me that there are no policies guiding issues of casual workers, specifically in Baringo County. Or if you are aware of any such policy, please let us know.
I'm not aware.
You're not aware?
Yes.
And as you sit down and is the CCM in charge of that department, do you think that is abnormally?
Yeah, I agree.
It's an abnormal.
There should be a policy guiding on casuals and contractual staff.
Exactly. And let me ask you, these people that they've been operating a rig for 5 years right now, you agree that they've been getting stipends. So to you, what is the definition of a volunteer? Who is a volunteer?
A volunteer is, I can say, someone who want to do something without without payment.
Okay, so if they've come in as volunteers and you're giving them stipends, would I be right to say that you already, now that they were getting stipends when they work, then automatically you had made them casual workers 5 years ago? Would I be wrong saying that? And remember, a volunteer is someone who works freely. And for volunteer, even for internship, how long can someone work for?
1 year.
1 year. So these people have worked how many years?
I think more than 5.
Getting stipends? And I don't want the director to honestly, you'll make the CCM look like he doesn't know what he's doing and is in charge of that department. Allow him to answer questions. How long have they been working?
They have been volunteering for a period.
They've been volunteering for 5 years, but getting payments.
That's I can say it's a gentleman agreement.
In a public office, is there anything that you can call a gentleman agreement?
You know,
When you're operating public funds, you want to say gentleman agreements?
I think if Honorable Sharon,
Yes.
if you can remember what Klanya said.
Waziri,
Yes.
be guided that you are addressing Honorable Sharon through the chair.
Oh, thank you, Chair. Thank you. Through the Chair. Thank you, Honorable Sharon. You remember what Klanya said earlier?
Yes.
That he used his own supervision money to pay them.
Okay, this supervision money, what is the money for? Is it for you to just determine how you're going to use it? Mr. Please proceed with that. You can just wake up and decide today, I want to use this money to do that, to do this, to pay people. Is that how you use public funds?
No.
No?
Yes.
Was there no, I want us to be very clear. If they are casual workers, you just say they are casual workers. Only that they were drawing their money out of the supervision money.
No, these are people with, some of them are families. They also need to hit something. So I
Exactly, exactly.
So with,
They are-
as a parent or as a
Yes,
colleague,
exactly.
I normally see that I forego
I
this
agree.
amount to assist them.
We agree. There are people with families, and the reason why we are sitting here today is the committee.
Yes,
The reason why we are sitting here is because they've not been paid for so many months.
exactly.
So I want to ask you, when you pay them, is it within, are you using the public funds the way it's supposed to be when you're calling them volunteers, or you just want to call them casual workers because they were getting money?
They had not been engaged as casuals, so
You
they
know-
were just volunteers.
Let me just inform you that for casual workers, you don't need an agreement for you to say you're a casual worker. As long as this person come and work and provide service and is getting payment on a daily. For example, when they go and drill a borehole, do they usually get payment out of that particular work?
They
Do
don't
they?
get. They don't. So I normally, these are heavy gadgets, for example, drilling rods. So they need something to eat for
Okay.
them to enable them.
So you're
to-
only
to
paying them
perform
for
the work.
eating, for money for lunch?
I normally use my own money for lunch.
Mr. Klanya, you want to tell this house that you go draw your salary and
I don't.
pay.
I use the supervision fee, not my salary.
How do you account for that money? Because I'm aware, while we are doing our own fact finding, that you can wake up one morning and say you are giving them 20,000. How are you accounting that money yourself? I want you to submit to the house that voucher, and now you distribute money to these people. Because I believe, Honorable Sharon, these casual workers or the volunteers need to get justice. By the look of things, these casual workers or the volunteers are not getting the right share of their money. You can imagine a whole project of 1 million and they are only paid 20,000. So, Honorable Sharon, I would want you to wind up so that we make a ruling over that issue.
All right. Let me just help you. You know you don't want to actually corner yourself. I don't want you to corner yourself, and I don't want the department to try and evade issues. These are people who are getting money on a daily. When they go and operate a borehole, they're given money. And already we've told you, a volunteer is someone who works without pay, totally. So if you're using public funds to pay them, then we can say legally those are casual workers. And that one I leave at that. But I want to go to the director, who is the director of water. I have a question, and it touches on general employment matters regarding your own employment. How do you have any letter that has put you as a director in that department?
Yes, I have.
Who gave you the letter, and when did you get yourself there?
The Public Service Board,
When?
2019.
2019.
Yes.
So you have that particular letter you can produce to us probably by A2?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can. Okay.
Honorable Sharon, in 2019, did you have a sitting board in 2019? Mr. Chavarwa, who exactly gave you the letter?
I went through the right procedure of interview by the Public Service Board.
In 2019?
Yes.
Thank you.
2018.
Okay.
Then I got into employment in 2019.
All right.
Thank you
My
for your
last question.
corrections.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry. When you're employing these casual workers, for example, these casual workers that you have, are these people who are already there in the system, or you are getting them and recruiting them afresh? And how do you ensure that there's a transparency in that process of recruitment of casual workers? That one is to the CCM.
As I said, we look at the gaps. If we need, we find people who have the knowledge, maybe the people have the knowledge for the rig or TPU, or those who have the knowledge for being a plumber, so we pick them from there.
Okay. Yes. And lastly, this advisory that you did to the board, was it to the CS saying that we want to absorb these casual workers to employment permanently in Baringo? And then there was already a budget in that line. Is that what you've said?
I said that there was a period the department requested for employees, and they were employed because we had a budget.
And this one for the rig workers, the one that have been operating the rig?
We did not, going back from July last year, we did not have a budget, but from July last year, we got a budget.
Okay, and then what happened in regards to the rig workers? Did you do any advisory?
Yes, we did.
You need them clearly.
Yes, they're there, and we did an advisory to the CS.
And then what happened after that?
That's why we had to formalize properly from July last year, so that they can be taken as purely casuals and given a contract within every 3 months.
Okay, CCM, you operate a very serious department. Do you think it is properly in law for you to give an agreement? Number one, I've told you a casual worker works on a daily basis, given a daily wage, and they go. But if you give them a monthly salary, automatically, what does that mean?
They become like they are contracted in the department.
If you give them, so are these people casual workers or are under contract?
Through the chair,
Yes.
Honorable Sharon, just a discussion we had, these people are volunteering. But from last year, July, we wrote to the CS.
I know
yes.
the story, and that's
Yes.
why I'm asking you.
Yes.
This 3 months agreement that you've now renewed twice.
Yes.
Is it a casual? Number one, I've already told you that you can never have an agreement on casual workers, because these are people who are not even working continually for 30 days. But if they are coming and they are drawing salary monthly, they are considered as employees. So don't you think you're actually putting the entire county on the spot because of your advisory? You cannot give a 3 months agreement on a casual worker.
I agree with you.
That is a mistake.
But
It's a mistake.
I think there was a discussion, I'm not certain, but there's a discussion that the CS was discussing with the Public Service Board, so that these people can be taken as contractual staff, other than doing as casuals.
And when you're saying that you think these are people who are working under your department, are you not part and parcel of the conversation?
I do.
So there's a plan to make them contractual?
Yes.
And even right now, the workers, casual workers, do they have NSS? Are you paying for their NSSF?
That's the engagement that we started last year, July.
Oh, so you've started paying the NSSF?
Yes, from
And
the-
SHA?
No, we have not, because we have not paid.
Why would you pay
as you
NSSF
said,
and
as-
leave
Honorable
SHA?
Sharon and Waziri, all of us knows when you pay NSSF directly, it carries the SHA because those are the recommendation of any. So it cannot select that you pay NSSF and you don't pay SHA. So be guided, Waziri.
Thank you.
Are you paying? No.
No.
So these people are operating without protective gears. Director, please. Okay, I give you, what were you saying? You want to help the CCM?
I wanted to confirm to him that within the documentation for payments,
Yes.
we have a section for NHIF or SHA.
So why is it that they've not been getting their treatments via SHA?
Once we have provided our documents to the treasurer, it is the treasurer
Also,
who
we
are
should
supposed to
follow
take
up that
from
with
there.
the Treasury.
Yes.
And let me ask you, how much are you paying somebody like the guy who lost the two fingers? How much is he getting? CCM?
Honorable Sharon Waziri, through the contract that you signed, the one for 6 months, how much did you allocate for each casual?
Most of them were
Not-
Sorry. Thank you, Chair. Most of them are ranging from 20,000 coming down.
Or 20,000 at the maximum, and then you go down. Okay, all right. That is okay. And I beg to leave my questions there. We can see where we are, Chair.
Honorable Aengwa, and then Honorable Sialo, and then we wind up on that issue of Honorable Ngotia and Lokale so that we move. Or you're going direct to your questions, Honorable Aengwa?
I'm done, Honorable Chair. Just
Yes.
want to ask them.
To
who is-
enrich the issues of Honorable Ngotia and Lokales.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Who is the accounting officer in this department? So that we also,
Waziri, please answer Honorable Aengwa.
Thank you, Chair. The CEO.
thank you, because, when we asked about the queries, the audit queries, and many other things touching about money, I think the chief officer is better placed also, Madam Chair. However, they have tried, but I feel that the accounting officer, actually, because we are dealing with money all along. Yes. we are dealing with money.
Honorable Aengwa, well guided. I'm sure at the end of the session, we have a moment of submissions, and we have a way as a committee probably to revisit the issues that you feel they are not well submitted.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's why, in the beginning, Madam Chair, I questioned the presence of the chief officer, because I knew he's the accounting officer. And we really want to know if she's in hospital.
Honorable Sialo, I ruled to Waziri that we need to get documentation about his, that she's not feeling well. Definitely, I'm sure he will submit the documents. So let's continue with the next
I stand
matter.
guided. Waziri, you said the county government of Baringo procured the rigs and the other machines in 2020. Do we have the ownership? Do the county government of Baringo have the ownership of these machines?
Yes.
So we have the logbooks with us. Do you have the logbook for
No.
the rigs?
No.
Where are they?
I think this is an issue that we have been following with the attorney, and it's an issue that's in court. But the whole case is not. It does not fault the department. It faults the supplier the people who supply the rig, it doesn't, because the county played their part. So there's a court case going between the suppliers. The one the one who brought the machines, but it did not clear from the main supplier. So there's a case going on, and that's why you do not have the logbook and even the number.
So the county did not clear the payments of the machines.
It's not the county. County had cleared everything. It's the person who did the requisition. It did not clear with the supplier.
So that means the government money went somewhere else other than the supplier. And that is the reason why we are not having the ownership documents.
Yes, the person who was contracted to bring the machine did not clear with the supplier. So that's why it did not clear with the supplier, but us as a county, we had cleared. So that's why the main supplier is not ready to release the logbook until his money is being cleared.
So the county government has paid 60 million to these equipments, and we do not have the ownership of the machines. So we are actually having operating machines that are not ours. That means we are not even able to insure these machines. So recently, the staff, there was an accident and a staff lost his 2 fingers. What if now another accident happens? The vehicles, God forbid, the vehicles are not insured. We are not the owners of these machines. What will happen? Are we not going to lose 60 million like that? And why is it that you've taken long? This is now 5 years. From 2020 to 2025, actually it's 5 years.
We have been following, Honorable Sial, we have been following. In fact, until last year, we got a letter that the case is still going on. Even our attorney used to go and to present himself during the court period for the same.
So if I may ask you, Waziri, is that letter that you got from the court allows you to insure these vehicles, these machines?
No, did not mention about insuring.
So we are using uninsured machines. True or false?
True.
Okay. Now you've told us that you have 30 casuals. What is the procedure, the criteria you use to identify these casuals? Because they did not go through the competitive appointments through the board. How did you identify these 30 casuals?
We sat as a department and we identify where we have the gaps, and
Yes.
that's how we end up selecting those with the experience.
So how did you find the list of those casuals so that you choose from them those who are experienced?
And also we followed the interest. You know, you cannot just call somebody who does not have interest. There are guys who showed interest, who came to the department. They need to volunteer as casuals, and they have experience, and that's how we picked some.
So where did they got the information that there is a need in the department?
Not actually. There are people who normally just come. That is there, can I do something? Maybe I'm a plumber, can I volunteer? If there's any work that I can do. And that's how they were picked.
So, Waziri, there's an allegation that the management of the department gives opportunities to their relatives, some of them, their girlfriends. Is it true?
Not true.
Okay. Is there any internal advert for those casual jobs that you've ever done in the department?
No.
So you just consider those who've come to the office, and that is it?
After I identify where we have the gaps.
Do you consider ethnicity in that consideration.
Yes.
So we have all the tribes that are in Baringo working as casuals in your department.
Of course, no, not all the tribes.
So if we check that list, we will find we have the minorities, we have the marginalized communities in that list.
It may not be conclusive that way.
Okay. Thank you.
Chair,
Proceed, Honorable Locales.
I will ask some clarification on some few issues, and I like the sincerity with the CEC is so sincere and speaks so truthful. I want to know the 3 million that was allocated to these casuals, especially it was indicated for RIC casuals, the 3 million for payment, for the payment of the allowances. That did you pay for the TPU and RIC operators only, or you paid all the casuals in water department? Because I understand you have all casuals up to Marigat, up to Tiati for water. Did you pay only for RIC? Because this 3 million was a good amount to sustain the operators, TPU operators and the RIC operators. That's my first question. You will give a clarification. Then the two, how many RIC staff do you have? RIC and TPU only. How many? How many? I want to know the number of the RIC staff and TPU staff. The volunteers, or what you call casuals. Then lastly, how are you paying these RIC staff, especially the allowances per borehole? Do you pay them, do you give them something that they go, like now they go to Tiati or Tirioko to drill a borehole? Do you pay each of them allowances for the 3 days they drill a borehole or 4 days in a borehole? Or how are you doing? We want to know how these people are being served from your office, Mr. CEC.
Thank you, through the chair. Thank you, Honorable Locales. Let me answer the last question first.
Yes.
You know, as we said earlier, that initially, these casuals were just paid through what Klein had mentioned, that he was just using his inspection fee to pay them. But last year, when we wanted to put things straight from July, we were paying them through their bank accounts. And to come to the 3 million, that 3 million, we did not only pay the TPU and the rig operators, we paid all the casual.
Why? And it was very clear for the payment of RIC and TPU operators. Why did you include other casual workers across your department?
Because from July, we had already engaged other casual staff. So we thought we can use this 3 million to be paying all the casual we have contracted. So we do not specifically dwell on the TPU, and despite the money was specifically for that,
yes,
we thought there was no way we can get any other money, but we can still use this 3 million to pay all the casual so that we don't have a gap.
These are people, Mr. Waziri, who have done over 150 boreholes for this county, who have dedicated their time. They have families, they have children, they have wives. These are people who depend on them. And when this 3 million came, why could you take all those money and pay them even their arrears, so that they can be motivated and serve this county better? You could have used other ways to find money to pay other casual workers in your department. Because this money, even the budget line was for RIC and TPU operators. And you went ahead to pay. Is that not a query? We can even start from that small query of 3 million. Is that not a query, Bwana Waziri?
It may be a query.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
So you denied them their rights.
No, we did. We did not.
Yes.
We did not deny them.
Because
They're right.
now- yes.
Because through the chair, Honorable Locales, we paid them, and you know how limited the budget is. Even you know how limited the budget is. So we thought, why should we keep other casuals and we are not paying them? So we thought, let's pay all the casuals using the 3 million, despite being mentioned that it is for TPU and for the rig operator, so that we can avoid having other people working under the department being casual and are not being paid.
How many months are the TPU and rig staff not been paid?
I think the director mentioned we paid them only for the 2 months, July and August last year.
So from September up to now?
Yeah.
That's close to 10 months?
Yes.
No payment?
Yes.
How are they operating?
They're just there. They're still now, because I think this is an issue we have even as we have made requests to the Department of Finance, we have did all what is required, we have paid, we have given everything, so we wonder why are they not being paid.
And when these people are going for field, my last question, are you paying them, are you giving them something for their lunches and dinner? Are you giving them something for their lunches and dinner?
At times they're being given.
At times they don't.
At times they just go.
So they use their pocket to drill for this county. That's what basically you are saying, Bwana Waziri.
Yes, at times
use their own pocket.
At times from the office, even director, at times, even us, at times we just find giving them something as they go to the field. Voluntarily, we just give them something.
So Kilanya, can we say that Kilanya is carrying the burden of the department by buying them lunches and dinner whenever they go out because he's the supervisor? Mr. Kilanya, have you done that? How many times have you paid for their lunches and dinner of the RIC and TPU staff?
To be sincere, several times.
Chair, you have heard. He has paid through his salary several times for the RIC. Mr. Chair, I want you, when you finalize with this issue, I want to know if the department have planned for every RIC, every ball that's being drilled to allocate some amount, if at least 100,000, and not for supervision and any other, but for the casuals, those who are operating this rig, so that they can be motivated. But going by your words, Waziri, the CEC, the CEO, the director, and Mr. Kilanya, we will be doing the service to even you yourselves. Because going to your pockets was not your right. You are not supposed to use your salary to pay somebody else unless you are housemaid and you are cowboy. Those are the two people you can use your pocket.
Wind up, Honorable Locales.
Thank you, Chair.
The last question you had asked the number of TPU and RIC staff casual we have. I think there are 10.
Waziri, the 10 of them are, the document you gave me, are they included?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Members, Honorable Sharon, Honorable Ngotie, we are winding up. Do you still have something? Honorable Ngotie?
Yes, on behalf of my colleague, Lekam Kimon, I just wanted to inquire whether you have any special kit per pole for our casual workers.
Waziri, proceed.
We don't.
You don't. Now, if maybe there is an allocation for drilling using counter rig, there is an allocation of 1 million. Why don't you find it necessary, because there is something for the supervisor, you include some amount for the same for your casual workers?
Thank you, Honorable. member, I think going forward, those are the things that we are currently engaging. So
No,
that,
yes, but you know,
previously there was no such a thing.
Waziri, when you say currently, it can take 2 years.
Mheshimiwa, this
I would be more comfortable if you tell me in this financial year, if there is an allocation of 1 million for drilling using county rig, you will allocate for the supervisor as per what you have been doing, and also you allocate as per ball those casual who are using the rig.
Okay, thank you. We'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
I can see there's no any other issue from the members. Waziri and your team, thank you for making your presentations. I request the Sergeant at Arms to escort them out. And kindly remember to sign the documents and table to the House at 2:30. Be on mic, Waziri.
Thank you, Chair. Well guided.
Thank you.